Well, welcome back to Max Nave Horsemanship again. And today I'm going to, well, I'm not going to have new content for you. Not really. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to talk about something and then include a clip from an older video that's several years old, one of my own horses, because I want you to understand what we're working up to. I'm going to insert a clip from another video of one of my own horses and give you an idea of the potential of what you can achieve and what we're working up to are kind of our goals. And this is pretty standard. The things that he'll do is pretty much what I expect from all horses, and you'll get to see that. And what you need to know is when I got that horse, he was completely untrained. I trained him completely myself using all of the same methods that you have seen. Nothing new or different or special. In fact, that was a little while ago, so maybe I'm even better now than I was then. Who knows? But that was a completely untrained horse. I got him at about 4 years of age, completely untrained, and it had very minimal handling. So, well, the one nice thing is we were basically starting with pretty much a clean slate with that one. So that's one of the things that you're going to see is that that's a horse that, well, nobody had messed him up. I didn't have to fix problems. Fortunately, he did have a very good personality, so he was relatively easy to work with. There was a few things we had a little trouble with, but I won't elaborate on them. And in that video, what you're seeing there is not a been there, done it horse. That is still a very green horse. At that point that I did that video, I think I had maybe 5 hours on his back, if that. So it wasn't a well-seasoned horse. But just by doing groundwork particularly well, taking your time and being patient and being thorough, that's what you can achieve. And so when you do get on the horse for the first time, that's what you're going to get. Well, not quite that good the first time, but hey, like I said, that was a pretty green horse. And every time I got on that one, I had to remind myself that I was, in fact, dealing with a green horse. Because when I rode him, it was not like a typical green horse. He already knew how to be ridden. He knew everything except, well, he hadn't been ridden yet. That's all. That was the only difference. When I got on him and started riding him, there was pretty much nothing that I taught him that was new that he didn't already know. He already knew all the cues and everything. The only difference was I was sitting on his back while I was cueing him. But he already knew them all. He understood them all. He knew what to do when I asked a certain thing. And, well, that's what we got. And that's the purpose of this video, is just to give you an example of what we work up to, what we're trying to achieve, what our goals are. And, well, you watch, you'll get to see, okay? I'm going to run through a few of the things a lot of people want from their horse. Do you want a horse that is good with all kinds of strange sounds and noises and movements, things like that? You want a horse that's good with its feet. I mean, a horse that's good with its feet can make your life a lot easier when it comes to cleaning it, and make your farrier's life a whole lot easier too. Is that one of those things you want? A lot of people do. I know your farrier does. I'm sure a lot of people would like a horse that's that easy to catch. And most days he is. Most days I don't even have to ask him to come to me. Or maybe what you'd really like is a horse that'll stand still while you brush it without even being tied. Or maybe what you'd like is a horse that'd stand still while you're putting the saddle on without even tying it. Or maybe what you'd really like is a horse that'll stand at the mounting block for you. And maybe something else you'd like is a horse that does not walk off while you're getting on. And waits for you to ask him to go. Maybe you'd also like a horse that is so soft on the reins that people don't even notice when you ask them to stop. What you need to know about this guy here is, well, he's only got maybe 5 hours on his back. We've just started him under saddle not long ago, and, well, just due to the fact that he's my own horse and I don't really care, there's no big rush to get it done. We've been going pretty darn slow on him, but that's not the point. Well, of course, that kind of goes along with my saying of you can never go too slow, you can only go too fast. But, well, most of the characteristics that you just saw are things that most people want in their horse. They want a horse that's not overly reactive to outside stimuli, is calm and obedient and responsive, and all this good stuff. Easy to catch, easy to saddle, easy to groom, good with his feet. All these things. These are all things that most people want. And, well, I'm going to tell you a little secret of how you get it. You see, there really is only one way to get this kind of stuff. And, well, and don't misunderstand me. When I say one way, I don't mean it has to be done exactly the way I do it, because that's not true at all. In fact, there's probably hundreds of ways to do it, but there is a basic thing that in place that exists that must be done in order to achieve this. And as with any problems with our horses or lack of knowledge that they have or anything like that, our problem is 99% of the time, the problem is the human. Either we created the problem inadvertently, because, hey, let's face it, people don't go around trying to create problems. Well, at least most people don't. But unfortunately, at least 90% of the time, people aren't willing to change. And that is the secret right there, is if you want to change the horse, you have to change you. Oh, there you go. You got to see what you can get. And that's just take time, go slow and be thorough, and don't get in a rush. And those are the results you're going to get. And these other people that, yeah, they might be riding a little sooner than you, but they're not as thorough. And, well, when they go riding, they're going to have problems. Whereas you get on your horse and away you go, and it's it's like he'd been ridden for years. Well, he wasn't quite that good, but, you get the idea. And I really hope that inspires you to try something new and different. You don't necessarily have to do things exactly the way I do, but just the general concept of, just slowing down a little, being gentle with your horse and being thorough with your tactics, that by the time you do get on the horse's back, it's not a big deal because you've already done everything. And, well, there you go. I hope that inspires you. I hope you get an idea of what you can achieve. And I'm not anybody special here, so you can do the same things I'm doing with a horse. And this is not a super speedy way of doing things, and it's not something that if you're a professional trainer and you have to turn over a lot of horses to make a living, you might not want to employ some of these methods. They might be a little slow for your liking, but I'm shooting towards more of the people that in my mindset is everybody should be training their own horse anyhow. And if you are doing your own horse, this is how you should be doing it. And I hope that this inspires you. You take a few lessons from this and see, not just those little ones I've been working with. That if you've watched those videos, you've seen how they turn out or are turning out, and that sort of thing. Well, this is a little more of a finished product that you just saw, and well, if you're doing things this way, that's what you get. So I hope that's helpful, and hope you enjoyed this video. And got to see a little bit of what really can happen. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.